morning, everyone. Welcome to Carnival Radio Breakfast Show. This is Newspaper Review. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. These are the headlines. Minimum wage, FG, Labour settle for 70,000 naira. CBN resumed dollar says to BDC at naira depreciation. $423 billion naira probe case. El-Rufai reports judge to CJ alleged bias. Work to begin on Abeokuta-Ota Road, says Ogun government. Olubadan's 2, I am not opposed to Ladoja ambition. Edo Okpebolo hospitalized after attack in Benin. Now the news in details. Minimum wage, FG Labour settled for 70,000 naira. The federal government and the organized labor yesterday settled for 70,000 naira as the minimum wage. The agreement was reached after the meeting between the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the leadership of the organized labor, as well as some members of the government team on the tripartite committee on the national minimum wage. Recall that the tripartite committee had submitted 2 figures in its report to the President as a result of the disagreements among government, the private sector and the organized labor. While the government and the private sector over 62,000 naira, organized labor demanded 250,000 naira as the minimum wage. Speaking to the State House correspondent after the meeting with the President yesterday, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said President Tinubu agreed to pay 70,000 naira from the initial offer of 62,000 naira. He said, today, a happy day for Nigeria. You will recall that last week we had a meeting here, and the organized private sector and the subnational have also held their various meeting with the President following the submission of the tripartite committee agreement to the President. Also speaking, the Minister of State, Labour and Employment, Nkeru Oyechioka, said the President Tinubu had always shown he would not disappoint the country, which he has exhibited. She recalled that the Labour met with the President last week and the Labour asked Mr. President to give them 1 week to consult more. She said other things were discussed, adding that the President reassured Nigerians that he was not going to rest as he was working diligently to make sure the economy recover. The Labour Minister appealed to Labour to take into consideration all efforts of the government in trying to turn things around. Asked to clarify the issue of Sanu and Naso over the 4 months withheld salary, Oyejeocha said that what the President said, that the Minister of Finance and Education were there and the budget and economic planning, he told them to go and work out modality of their money. Also, the Speaker of House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, assured that minimum wage bill from the executive will be given accelerated action, reacting in a statement yesterday by the Special Advisor of Media and Publicity, Musa Abdullahi Krishi. Speaker Abbas said this significant agreement with the organized labor reflects the President's profound understanding and sensitivity to challenges facing Nigeria. Workers aligning seamlessly with the Renew Hope agenda. Also speaking, TUC President Comrade Festus Osifo said, just as has been said by the three previous speakers, the Minister of Information, Minister of State for Labour, as well as the NLC President, they have laid the recount of what transpired in yesterday's meeting. Also, in his word, Ajero said the president promised some incentive, such as CNG, which will lessen the burden of workers were facing through transportation. For more details on the news, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. Minimum wage, FG Labour settled for 70,000 naira. CBN resumes dollar says to BDC hot naira depreciation. The Central Bank of Nigeria yesterday announced that the resumption of dollar says to be the change, a development that reserved the self-depreciation of the naira to 1,640 naira per dollar in the parallel market. The dollar says to BDC is coming 2 months after the last one in April. In a circular signed by the Acting Director, Trade and Exchange Department of the CBN, A.A. Mahadi, the Apex Bank said it will sell $20,000 to each BDC. The Apex Bank directed that the BDC should sell to end users at the margin of not more than 1,450 per dollar. This means the BDC will sell to end user at 1,475 per dollar. The CBN stated following the ongoing reform in the foreign exchange market with the objective of achieving an appropriate market determined exchange rate for naira. The Central Bank of Nigeria has observed the continued distortion in the retail end of the market, which is force feeding into the parallel market and further widening the exchange rate premium. Following the announcement, the naira, which had depreciated sharply to 1,640 naira per dollar in the parallel market yesterday morning, appreciated rapidly to 1,572 naira per dollar at the close of business yesterday. This is, however, represent 2 naira depreciation for naira when compared to the closing rate of 1,570 naira per dollar in the parallel market as of Wednesday. For more details on the news, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. CBN resumes sales of dollar to BDC at naira depreciation. Ibadan's too, I am not opposed to Ladoja ambition. Makinde, Governor Sheyi Makinde of Oyo State, yesterday distanced himself from the alleged clandestine move to stop or scuttle the ambition of the next in the hierarchy to the Olubadans too, High Chief Rasidi Ladoja, or anyone from becoming the next Olubadan. The governor, in a statement by the Commissioner of Information and Orientation, Prince Dotun Oyelade said his administration believes that it is not only premature but also unfair and primitive for anyone to start a discussion on the next Olubadan when a new Olubadan has just been successfully installed. There were speculations that moves were underway to scuttle Ladoja's ambition to become the next Olubadan. According to his donation, the amendment to some section of Olubadan Chieftaincy Declaration of 1958, which was approved by Governor Seyi Makinde with the active participation of the late Olubadan Oba Olalekan Balogun, was aimed at preventing High Chief Ladoja from becoming the Olubadan. Reacting to the speculation, Oyelade said it is embarrassing that few days after the coronation and presentation of staff of office to the new Olubadan Oba Owolabi Olakuleyin, some citizens are already looking over the shoulder of the new Oba and ascribing the government gazette that implemented the recommendation of the Ibadan Chieftaincy Review Committee to employed to disqualify certain individuals. For the avoidance of doubt, the last Olubadan Oba Mahood Olalekan Balogun Aliokunmade II set up the Ibadan Chieftaincy Review Committee to review and deliberate on the needed reform of the Ibadan Chieftaincy and the Eastern Chieftaincy Declaration and the composition of Ibadan Land Local Government Tradition Council and make necessary recommendation. After extensive review and deliberation, the committee recommended, among others, that the 11 High Chiefs were members of the Olubadan Council be elevated and approved as beaded crown wearing Obas. The late Balogun, in a letter to Governor Seyi Makinde dated February 5, 2023, proposed that this reform be incorporated into Ibadan Chieftaincy Declaration of 1957. The state government advised people not to eat up the politics, as the government will continue to uphold what is right and cherish tradition and culture of the people. For more details, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. Olubadan 2, I am not opposed to Ladoja ambition. 423 billion probe case. El-Rufai reports judge to CJ alleges bias. Kaduna former Governor Nasiru Ahmad El-Rufai of Kaduna State has petitioned the Chief Judge of Abuja Federal High Court, alleging that Justice Ridwan Aikawa, the justice presiding over his case against the Kaduna State House of Assembly at the Federal High Court, Kaduna, was biased. In the petition filed at the Federal High Court, Abuja, by his counsel Abdulhakeem Mustafa, SAN, El-Rufai alleged bias, injustice, and denial of fair hearing. In his petition to the Chief Judge of the Abuja Federal High Court through his counsel, the former governor prayed that the matter be transferred to another judge in the interest of the justice. The petition read: the applicant herein filed the caption suit to enforce his fundamental human right to hearing against the respondent on the 26th of June 2024 at the Federal High Court, Kaduna Division. Upon filing the same, the matter was signed by Honorable Justice Aikawa, who fixed the date for hearing on the 8th day of July 2024. For more details on the news, you can visit the Vanguard newspaper. 423 billion probe case. El-Rufai reports judge to CJ alleges bias. Work to begin on Abeokuta-Ota Road. Reconstruction of the 61-kilometer Sango-Ifo Abeokuta Expressway in Oyo State is soon to commence. Contract for the job is one of the 40 okayed by the State Executive Council. Out of the 40 roads, 21 will be handled by the state government in conjunction with the federal government, while the remaining 19 are solely by the state. Work and Infrastructure Commissioner Ade Akitsanya made this known at the news conference in Abuja. At the news conference in Abeokuta yesterday, he listed Ajuwon Akute, Ajuwon Toyin, Akuris Road in Ifo, 2 state constituency in Ogun Central, Oke Erija Road, Ogun West, and Awokoya Road in Ijebu Ode, Ogun East as some of the road. Akitsanya, who was flagged by Governor Dapo Abiodun, Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, explained that the decision to reconstruct the road was to ease the hardship being experienced by the motorists and other residents of the state. The commissioner said that the palliative work was ongoing on Sango-Ota, Atan, down to Owode Idi Roko axis of the highway pending when the construction of the company that won the contract in April would move to site. It was reported that construction of the road will be carried out simultaneously in 5 gangs to ensure early completion. Governor Dapo Abiodun had last week lamented that the state was facing stiff opposition from the federal officials on the transfer of the road, of which forced government to formally award the contract for the 61-kilometer Sango-Ifo Abeokuta Road with or without necessary transfer paper. For more details on the news, you can visit The Nation newspaper. Work to begin on Abeokuta-Ota Road, says Ogun government. Edo Okpebolo hospitalized after attack in Benin. The victorious homecoming of court reinstated Edo State Deputy Governor Philip Suhaib turned bloody yesterday. Ako Ono, a police inspector, was shot dead, while some of his colleagues and passers-by were also injured by thugs. Ono was attached to Monday Okpebolo, the governorship candidate of All Progressive Congress for the September 21 Edo State election. All the injured were taken to undisclosed hospital in the state, Benin. It was reported that newsmen could not ascertain as of press time if Okpebolo, who was also admitted at another hospital, sustained an injury. Military personnel and other security operatives were deployed in the area and another part of Benin and its environ to prevent reprisal. Edo State Public Relations Officer PPRO of the police, TD Nwabuzo, could not be reached to comment on the issue. So Aibo and Okpebolo arrived at Benin Airport at 1:18 p.m. and were welcomed by their supporters who sang and danced in celebration of their Wednesday victory at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The court reinstated Suhaibu as the deputy governor. But when their convoys drove through the dualized Benin Airport Road, thug in a Toyota Sienna shot at them, leaving Onu dead. Okpebolo legislative aide in charge of media and communication, Godwin Inegbe, said 3 riot policemen were also seriously wounded. Inegbe, who confirmed Okpebolo was admitted, alleged that thugs were led by an APC members who recently diverted to another party. For more details on the news, you can visit The Nation newspaper. Edo Okpebolo hospitalized after attack in Benin. Before we bring the newspaper review to a close, here are the headlines again. Minimum wage, FG labor settled for 70,000 naira. CBN resumes, dollar says to BDC hot naira depreciation. 423 billion probe case. El-Rufai reports judge to CJ alleges bias. Work to begin on Abeokuta Outer Road, says Ogun government. Olubalance 2, I am not opposed to Ladoja ambition. Edo, Okpebolo, hospitalized after attack in Benin. And that ends the newspaper review on Carnival Radio. Thank you so much for listening. I am Ibrahim Adebayo. You can download the Carnival Media app from the Google Play Store and iOS App Store. Thank you so much for listening and do enjoy the rest of your morning.